Is Eric on?
Yep, Eric is on.
Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, good. All right, thank you, everyone. I'll call the meeting to order. We'll start with introductions. I'm Dale Stein, Chair. Dave?
Dave Brass, voting member.
Scott?
Scott Ryan, NYACD, voting member.
Erica?
Erica Goodman, voting member.
Thank you. Turn it over to you, Bethany.
Thank you, Dale. I will do a roll call of advisory members. So do we have anyone here from Ag and Markets? Okay, how about CCE?
Good morning, Dan Welch.
Good morning, Dan. Cornell Kales? Looks like Brian maybe just logged in, so he'll come back. CDEA?
Good morning, Caitlin Stewart.
Yep, I got a file for it.
Good morning. How about DEC?
Good morning, Sarah Latessa.
Good morning. Department of Health?
Morning, everybody. This is Paul Kaczmarczyk.
Good morning, Morgan Tarbill.
Good morning. Department of State?
Kate Black.
SUNY ESF? And NRCS?
Good morning, Glover.
Good morning, Blake. Thanks for joining.
Good morning.
We'll quick go back to Cornell Kales. Brian, are you connected to audio yet?
Sorry about that. Thanks,
Yeah,
Bethany.
no worries. Good
Morning.
morning. Okay, and now we're moved to State Committee staff and Division of Land and Water staff. So we'll start with Brian Steinmuller.
Yes, hi, Brian Steinmiller, Assistant Director, Division of Land and Water Resources, Ag and Markets.
Ben Luskin, Associate Environmental Analyst for the Hudson Valley and Long Island region.
Tim Sheldon, Excelsior Fellow for Ag and Markets.
Melissa Gordon, Administrative Assistant.
I'm Bethany Bisdu, Executive Director of the State Soil and Water Conservation Committee. How about Greg Albrecht?
Good morning, everyone. Greg Albrecht, Ag and Environmental Management Coordinator with the State Committee and Ag and Markets.
PJ Emrick.
Hi, everybody. PJ Emrick, Region 2 Associate Environmental Analyst for Finger Lakes, Upper Susquehanna, and a little bit of Lake Atwater.
We're in quite an echo here. I wonder if
Yeah, let's just pause a minute. We'll continue with the introductions, but just make sure everybody, if you aren't speaking, just please put your line on mute so we can reduce that feedback. Okay, back to it. Ryan Cunningham. Jennifer Clifford.
Good morning, Jennifer Clifford, CRF Program Manager.
Ron Bush.
Morning, CNMP Specialist with the State Committee.
Brendan Jordan.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Brendan Jordan, CNMP Specialist with the State Committee.
Tim Clark. Scott Fickbaum.
Morning, everyone. This is Scott Ekbaum, the Region 3 AEA in Central New York.
Okay. Victor DiGiacomo.
Good morning. Regional Field Staff for Western New York.
Lauren Przorski. And Tyler Knapp.
Good morning, Tyler Knapp, Program Analyst with the State Committee.
All right. I'd also just like to welcome all of the soil and water conservation districts who have joined us on the line, as well as members of the public. If you want to, please feel free to put your name and affiliation in the chat for our meeting records. Before we continue on with the agenda, though, Dale, I'd like to pass the mic over to Brian Steinmuller for a moment.
Thank you, Bethany. I just wanted to take a moment to recognize the life and the work of Kevin Lewis, former Oneida County Soil and Water District Manager, who retired from that post in just 2021. Kevin passed away on Friday, October 27th, 2023, at the age of 59. Kevin will be so missed. Kevin was a leader among conservation districts and the conservation partnership for decades. Kevin was one of the first district managers I met, just 3 months on the job, right out of college. And he took me in along with others, and was instrumental in my growth here within this career, and just a smiling face who, just lit up a room wherever he was. So I just wanted to recognize the life of Kevin Lewis here today, and thank you to the Oneida County Soil and Water District for sharing this with the conservation family, and more information will be shared statewide, but the obituary did come out. Visitation will be held on Thursday, November 2nd from 11 to 12 at the Greater Grace Church in Utica, New York. We'll get this information out to the listserv as we sent out brief notice to everyone yesterday. Thank you.
Thank you for those words, Brian. Dale, I think we can move on to the next agenda item.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. Next on our agenda will be review and approve minutes. Any additions or corrections, anyone?
I just want to actually note, I did have to correct a typo in the round 30 proposed timeline for RFP development and release. When I initially had sent out the minutes with the meeting notice for this meeting today, the timeline had a typo in it, specifically a typo in the date that the applications would be due. So I did correct that for these minutes that are being shown on the screen.
Thank you. Any other additions or corrections, anyone? Motion to approve, please.
Approve.
Second?
Second.
We got a fair amount of background noise from someone's microphone. If you're not speaking, can you possibly mute everyone? Thank you. We'll go on to voting. Dave?
Yes.
Erica?
Aye.
Scott? Still muted, Scott?
Aye.
Thank you. Approved. Thank you very much, everyone. Next is correspondence, Bethany.
Okay, I think that background noise was coming from our office here. out in the hallway.
Some trick-or-treaters out there.
Yeah,
Oh, they having a party out there?
I think so. Some Halloween shenanigans. All right, real quick for correspondence, and it should have included in your, I guess, a staff update. We did want to share with the committee that as of this morning, a vacancy announcement was posted for an associate environmental analyst position with the Division of Land and Water Resources, which would be the backfill, I guess, for the Ag Non-Point Source Program Manager position. So this, let me see if I need. This position is, we're seeking a permanent associate environmental analyst of agriculture to manage our water quality programs in coordination with the executive director of the State Soil and Water Conservation Committee and under supervision of the principal environmental analyst. The associate environmental analyst will manage the Ag Non-Point Source program and other water quality programs of the state committee and Department of Ag and Markets. Managing the Ag Non-Point Source program will include developing and evaluating program goals, coordinating the grant application and selection process, reviewing and processing contracts, amendments, payment requests, and final reports. This position will also have a pretty vital role in incorporating Bond Act criteria into, or Bond Act criteria and funding into our Ag and Markets and State Committee water quality programs. This position will be located at the Department of Ag and Markets in Albany and is open to those who are on the current Associate Environmental Analyst Civil Service list. Applications are due November 10th. So that's a bit of exciting news that we wanted to share with everybody this morning, that it just came out hot off the presses. The other item that I wanted to present to the state committee today is our four-way partnership memorandum of agreement. And this is an initiative that's been spearheaded by Caitlin Stewart of the Conservation District's Employees Association. This memorandum of agreement is a 5-year agreement between the New York Association of Conservation Districts, the Conservation District's Employees Association, the Natural Resource Conservation Service, and the State Soil and Water Conservation Committee, otherwise known as the four-way partnership. This is a MOA that has been made previously between the four entities, and the purpose of the MOA is to cultivate strong partnerships and strengthen cooperation among the four parties for the coordinated interagency delivery of conservation assistance to landowners and others to support the health, diversity, and productivity of New York State's natural resources. This agreement was, previously signed by the state committee, but I think it needed updating. So several months ago, Caitlin Stewart began the initiative to update the memo and get all of the four-way partners to sign the agreement so we can, move forward with a fresh 5-year agreement. So I want to say a special thanks to Caitlin for getting this updated MOA out and available to the partners. And I have invited Caitlin and Blake Glover on the line. I'm not sure if Blanche was able to join us or not. But we wanted to reflect that this is a really important agreement between the four agencies, because we all share very similar missions and goals. And this agreement allows us all to continue to work together to continuing, to support the delivery of excellent and innovative service. It allows us to strengthen and modernize conservation program delivery for optimal efficiency and effectiveness. We can broaden our outreach to existing and new customers and partners. We're supporting, continuing to support science-based decision-making. We also are able to continue to encourage a voluntary approach as the primary means to accomplishing conservation goals, and allows us to continue to work together to host trainings to educate our staff on various conservation initiatives or innovations and technologies. This is a really important document to maintain and to keep updated. So I want to allow Caitlin and Blake some time if they want to share any words about the MOA, and following that, I guess I will ask the state committee for concurrence for me to sign the document on our behalf. So Caitlin or Blake, if you'd like to share any words of encouragement, please feel free to come off of mute.
Bethany, thank you very much for the overview of the importance and precisely what the four-way partnership means to New York State. Coming off of last week's incredible New York Association of Conservation Districts annual meeting, I would like to be so bold as to say that New York is a leader, if not the leading state in all of America, for the way we are able to get conservation on the ground to our landowners, to our farmers, because of this partnership. We cannot do this alone, and we are stronger because of what we have among the state committee, among NYACD, among NRCS, and among the Employees Association. I want to thank Bethany for including some really great items that bolster this document, that update it, that make it a living document. And I am very excited to see this document signed. So thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone, and it's good to go last in this conversation because Bethany and Caitlin have said enough, I believe. NRCS is grateful for the partnership, and this partnership is for one thing, it's for the common good for producers around the state, to show some that we're united, not only in technical and training, but also financial dollars as we try to partner at the local level, make our funds go a little further for those producers around the state. So really appreciate it. Caitlin, I really do appreciate you spearheading this, getting it across the finish line, and along with Bethany and Blanche as well with NYACD. So thank you, and I won't take up any more time, but really do appreciate it.
Well, thank you both for those words, and if Blanche were able to have joined us today, I'm sure she would echo those same sentiments. So with that, I will ask for I guess approval, the state committee concurrence that we are good to sign this agreement, and I will sign it on behalf of the state committee.
Could I get a motion for Bethany to sign the MOA on behalf of the state committee, please?
Scott, I'll make the motion.
Second, please.
Second.
We'll go to voting. Erica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for signing it for us, Bethany. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all. Believe that concludes our correspondence section of the agenda.
Okay, next on our agenda will be voting advisory, staff reports. Dave, do you have anything?
No, I don't, Dale.
Scott?
Just we had a very successful annual meeting for the NYACD out to Penn. It went well. I think everybody's had a great tour from Yates County, and I believe everybody had a good time and learned a lot. We had some good sessions.
Thank you. Erica?
Nothing on my end, Dale. Thanks, though.
Okay, thank you. Turn it over to you, Bethany.
Okay, so I'll go through the list of advisory members again. Just a real quick check. Have we had anyone join us from Ag and Markets? Okay. Dan from CCE, do you have any report for today? Okay. How about Cornell Kales?
Hey, Bethany. Sorry, I do want to announce something. I'm going to put a link in the chat and just mention that there's an opportunity with the Dairy Climate Adaptation Fellowship.
Small town gossips.
I think that
Pretty fucking chippy, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on one second.
somebody
Sorry about
somebody
that.
on there.
We got it.
Thanks, Brian. Sorry.
Sorry. I think Greg Albrecht, if you're on, you had forwarded this to, I believe, everyone a couple of days ago. I'm happy to do it again, but again, they're looking for dairy farmers in particular, and there's offering a cohort of, I'm just going to read it here. So the USDA Northeast Climate Hub, in collaboration with Cornell, is offering a cohort-based learning and training opportunity for dairy producers, extension educators, agricultural consultants, and other agricultural advisors interested in climate change, adaptation, and mitigation. If you're interested in that, please let me know, or Greg. I've got a flyer here that describes it a little bit more, or you can learn more at the link that I put in the chat. So thank you.
If I could add to that, she also sent it to me, and they're looking for, it's a few weeks of classes, and once you get through them all, I believe they're going to, if you do a climate mitigation plan working with a consultant on your farm, I believe they're willing to pay you $800 at the end, something to that effect. And it's not just New York, but it's also Vermont and Maine. It covers quite a bit of area. But they're going to match up farmers with consultants, I believe, in the end, and to try to help those farmers, but also maybe to be models for other farmers around them.
Thanks, Dale. Yeah, I guess reading through this, it looks like each program includes about 16 hours of material to work through. And as you mentioned, fellows can get compensated $800 upon completion.
Brian, does that announcement include a deadline for applications or anything?
Ooh, good question. I would have to go to the link, which I can do.
I'm on it now. I'm looking.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet. It's really, really interesting. Thank you for this program.
If I see a deadline, I'll drop it in the chat. Although it looks like Greg already did. Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, perfect. All right, teamwork there.
Makes the dream work.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. Anything else from Kales today?
Nothing else. Thanks for your patience as we got in our reviews for CRF.
Absolutely. Okay, Caitlin from CDEA.
We are preparing for another training session coming up. And Justin Lewis has spearheaded our administrative conference. The conference will take place at the Doubletree Hotel in Syracuse, and we have a lot of great courses on tap for that. Also, save the date for our water quality symposium. I know that a lot of state committee members have been working very hard to coordinate classes, especially in the ag and non-ag track. Thank you. Save the date. Let me pull up my calendar here for March 12th through 15th, 2024, again at the Doubletree Hotel in East Syracuse. Jessica Anderson, was recently married. She is our CDEA Vice President. She has done a beautiful job with coordinating this year's Water Quality Symposium. Bethany, that's all from CDEA unless there's any questions.
Just want to say we just got the newsletter. Really, really great read. Thank you for all your hard work in this. And we just sent it out to our email list. So I have one copy. I don't know if I see it in here.
All right, thank you, Caitlin. DEC, do you have any updates today?
Hi, this is Sarah. I don't have anything. Thanks.
Okay, how about Department of Health?
This is Paul. No, we don't have anything today. Thank you.
All right, Department of State?
Nothing for me.
This is Stephanie. I don't have anything either. Thank you.
Thank you. And just another check, no one from SUNY ESF has joined. Okay, and I believe Blake had to step off to go to another meeting. He indicated that in the chat. All right, moving to any staff updates. I guess we'll start here in the room. Brian, if you want to go.
I don't have anything at the moment,
Okay.
but I might think of something after.
Okay.
I'll just say, I think statewide, the regional guys are really focusing on the deadline. November 1st, we got a lot of different stuff to do. So reviewing any action plans for AAM that are coming in. Part B reports are all coming into me. And also annual plans of work that are all due tomorrow. I think we're in pretty good shape from what I've seen so far. I know all of my annual plans of work are in. And statewide, I think we're only missing 4 Part B requests as of now and a few extra claim for payments. So we're in pretty good shape overall with that. Other than that, kind of business as usual. I mean, that's the main priority right now. Several of us, or all of us regional guys, did go out to the NYACD meeting last week. It was a pretty good event. We were all able to help teach courses. So hopefully we're invited back in the future to be able to do some additional trainings. But I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Ben. Tim?
I don't have any updates.
All right. Melissa? No, I don't have anything. Thank you. Okay. I will just share that on October 12th, we held a conservation project tour. Coordinated the tour with Ulster County Soil and Water, who put together an awesome list of projects and tour stops for folks to go see. We got very lucky and had an absolute beautiful day. Started the tour at the Soil and Water District office, and district manager Jake Wiedemeyer was able to give us kind of a brief overview of what the district is all about and the work that they do in their county. From there, we went to 2 different farm stops who have implemented projects through the AEM Tier 4 cost share track. The first project actually was really interesting because it was under construction, and it was nice to see. Well, it's just nice to kind of experience the projects in different phases. A lot of times we just see the completed ones, but it was kind of neat to see an active construction project. I believe they were building a covered heavy use area. So at the time they were working on the floor and creating a kind of the gridded floor so the animals don't slip. The second farm we stopped at, we got toured around all of their pastures and their grazing system, and got to meet with the couple who are operating the farm, who were very, very excited to have us there and allowed us to kind of park our cars and have lunch in their driveway, which wasn't initially on the agenda, but we wanted to spend some extra time there. Just a beautiful location where they are, kind of tucked up in the hills. And then we rounded out the tour with a stop at a riparian buffer project and got to walk through that. It's not only it serves a multi-purpose buffer, serving all the conservation goals, I guess, of a buffer, but also is an environmental education piece for a resort that's nearby. And then we stopped at two very impressive stream stabilization projects that experienced severe erosion during some of the flooding events, and both of those were completed, and we just got to see how this incredible engineering and design work that went into kind of restoring those stream banks, and the great partnerships that the district has, not only with their federal counterparts at NRCS, but also with the Cornell Cooperative Extension down there to conduct outreach and all matters of assistance. So it was a really great day. Beautiful scenery down there in the Catskills. So special thanks to the Ulster County Soil and Water for working with Ben and for all the time that you guys put together to put that tour together. It was a success. So, but that's all I had to share with the group today. Moving on to folks on the line. Greg Albrecht, do you have any updates to share?
Bethany, thanks. And fill in the gaps here on the Technical Advisory Committee meeting, please, Bethany. But on October 23rd, Bethany facilitated a TAC committee meeting, and it was a busy agenda, and it'll lead to a busy state committee meeting in November because we're working on a number of technical policies or documents that really help advance our funding programs within the AIM framework, whether it's technical assistance through the BASE program or cost share assistance through our other programs. And the three policies or tools that we worked on with the TAC that we'll be refining based on comments from the districts and all the partners who we could not do this without, will be buttoned up and sent to the voting members here for their review and then consideration and approval at the November meeting. Those documents are the state committee's soil health policy. Try to update that every 2 or 3 years with new approaches, flexibility, and updated flat rates, and based on living and learning with those by their implementation by districts and farmers. The other one is our riparian buffer establishment policy that's exclusively a part of the AIM-based program, and that's aimed to provide districts funding and tools to help riparian forest buffer projects take hold after they've been implemented, so that they're surviving and thriving and can stand on their own through 2 to 4 years of establishment maintenance work. And then the last two are additions to our Ag BMP catalog, and one is brand new. It's called the Forestry Agroforestry BMP system, to expand out our ability to do planning and implementation work in existing forest lands on farms, as well as open land that would be afforested through projects with farmers in the districts. And that also has a slight linkage in one area of management with our prescribed rotational grazing system. So we're working on a clarification in that system right up as well. And then had a further discussion that I'll leave to others if we want, but good progress going on the development and brainstorming and innovation on the development of climate resilient farming round 8. So exciting things ahead for that. Bethany, Jennifer, Brian, others, if you want to layer in additional there, please do.
I think that was a good update.
Very good.
Thanks, Greg. Okay, PJ, any updates for the group today?
No, just business as usual. Oops, sorry, let me get my camera. Business as usual here in Region 2, a lot of annual plans coming in, of course, before the deadline. So I've been reviewing those as well as some AIM Year 18 information as well, and just kind of working with the districts on some administrative stuff and things like that. So busy time here in Region 2 like it is elsewhere across the state. And that's all I have today, Bethany.
Thank you. Ryan Cunningham, did I see that you have joined Tyler?
We're hanging out in therapy together.
Nice. Do you have anything to share?
Yeah, just a quick review of what's been going on. Like the others, November 1st is a big deadline, so working with a lot of districts on annual work plans. AEM 18, a lot of annual action plan work, and then kind of teeing up some of the Tier 4 projects that are due later in the spring. At the same time, a lot of AEM 17 projects are kind of winding down, so we're helping with closeouts on that. I'm involved with some of the folks on the CDA planning a presenter at the admin conference next week in Syracuse. Looks like a good schedule for that. Looking forward to that and seeing some folks there. Otherwise, looking at some Part B projects, which are mostly in this time of year, and kind of trying to tee up the next rounds of grants that are coming out and helping districts with some of the technical stuff on CRF later this winter, things like that, and working on a couple plans of work for Ag Non-Point Round 29 coming in this fall. So that's been the bulk of the time, trying to get up to do a couple more board trainings and meet with folks before the winter hits, and it'll be too difficult to drive through the North Country. So hoping to see some folks before the holidays too. So thank you.
Thank you. Tyler, while you guys have the mic, do you have any additional reports?
No, actually not so much right now. Just a quick plug for the our conservation dashboard. If any districts have some projects that they want to highlight that they've wrapped up this year, send us some information. That actually reminds me, I actually will be sending out a link to the new upload form that'll enable districts to kind of release information to us and some photos. That way I can kind of get it plugged in.
Great, thank you. Jennifer, any updates for the group?
No, I don't have anything outside of what I'll cover in the CRF review. Thank you.
Perfect. Ron Bush.
Hi, Bethany. No significant updates. It's business as usual, working with our AIM certified planners and their plan reviews, and also helping district planners and technicians, train up and learn about our BMP systems and treating resource concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. Brendan, anything that you want to report today?
Nothing further from what Ron said. Thanks, Bethany.
How about Scott Thickbaum?
Hello, everyone. I guess I would echo a lot of what PJ and Ryan have said in terms of the day-to-day operations, getting a lot of annual plan of works. I think all of Region 3 has reported that in, so shout out to those guys, and a pretty steady stream of both the AIM 18 annual plans of AAPs as well as the Part B stuff. So as others have said, it's pretty busy in that regard. I'd also note that the statewide CREP report is going to be written and submitted within the next couple of months. So if there's anybody on the call that usually participates in contributing any information along those lines, you'll probably be hearing from me pretty soon so that we can get that submitted before the end of the year. The other thing I'd mention, if I could, is if you haven't already seen it in your email inbox, the Empire chapter of the Soil and Water Conservation Society is having their annual meeting on November 9th. It promises to be a really good day with some interesting topics, sort of the blending of our future in climate mitigation as well as new and emerging opportunities in ag conservation. And we've got a great lineup of people to speak to that, starting with Jenny Whiteman from Cornell University speaking about the New York State greenhouse gas inventory and climate goals, discussing where we are at and where we need to go in her words. followed by Blake Glover, who we just heard from, the NRCS State Conservationist, speaking about the Inflation Reduction Act funds and their overlap with now federal climate goals. That's going to be followed by our own Bethany Bizdu speaking about the Climate Smart Commodities funding, which is a nice blending of the two topics together. And all the while, we hope to really generate some good conversation amongst the audience. And then the end of the day is going to be Alan Martinez from the Cornell Atkinson Center speaking about the financing that's involved in regenerative agriculture in the Great Lakes region, really the introduction of private sector funding into ag conservation. And then hopefully, although we're still waiting for confirmation, the end of the day will be a status report by New York Farm Bureau on the status of the United States Farm Bill. So we're all looking forward to that as well. And so thank you. If there's somebody on the line who didn't see that in their email, is interested in that kind of meeting, just send me an email and I'll make sure to send you an agenda and a link to the registration. It's going to promises to be a good day. Thanks for the opportunity, Bethany.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. Victor DiGiacomo, anything for the meeting today?
Thank you. Good morning. I think the other regional guys already efficiently summarized what we're working on within our region, so I'll copy and paste on all that information. Just also to include that for Western New York, there's a lot of good projects coming to conclusion this time of year. The workload for grants continues to be high, and looking forward to looking at and viewing a lot of those effective projects this year. So that's it.
All right. Circling back, Darren Hickling has been able to join us, so I wanted to see if, Darren, you had anything to share with the group today for a report. I think you're muted.
Yep, you're still muted.
Try one more time. Okay. We're working on that. Brian, I'll circle back to you. He did think of something.
I did. Thank you. Just real quick, wanted to give the state committee a status on where things are with the Bond Act. As it was mentioned earlier, Bond Act funding and program criteria will begin to incorporate into other state programs and new state programs. So I have been, along with Bethany, Tyler, participating in various Bond Act subgroup meetings, water quality, flood mitigation, climate change, where all of our programs and our existing criteria are being discussed and formulated into a larger document that will have Bond Act incorporated into existing programs and the development of new programs. So stay tuned. The state just wrapped up its public comment period on initial Bond Act criteria and information, and the thousands of comments are being evaluated right now and responded to. But we anticipate, within the next funding round or two to be able to incorporate Bond Act funds to extend funding on our current program lists and hopefully be a part of some exciting new program development as well. So more to come. I think we'll probably end up providing more regular status reports on Bond Act funding in the months ahead, if Bethany will allow us.
Absolutely.
Okay. So thanks.
Okay. Are there any conservation districts on the line that wish to share a report today? Did Darren get back on? No. Okay. Hearing none, are there any members of the public on the line today that would like to share a report? Okay, Dale, I think that concludes our comment section of the agenda.
Thank you. I'll add two things. I attended the meeting and the tour in Ulster County. My first time actually getting off the main road and wandering through the countryside, beautiful countryside. The farms and up in the hills, just gorgeous. Definitely not big agriculture country, but very beautiful area. And also, I offered to Blake last spring for NRCS if they wanted to come out and tour our covers and flares. On the 17th of this month, they came out and my brother led a tour of our original cover and flare put in 2012 and a new one put in a year ago. And approximately 20 showed up with some of the regional area staff along with NRCS staff. And they were there for 3.5 hours. Huge amount of questions and very informative and learning session with my brother. My brother really knows the intricacies of our cover and flares better than I do anyway. And they were very appreciative we could offer that they could be an older one and a new one at the same location and see how they operated and problems and everything else that goes with them. And as a door prize, one of the young ladies fell in love with one of our many little barn kittens and took it home with her. So it was all around a positive day. So anything else on comments, anyone?
If I may, this is Caitlin from CDEA. We have a New York State Erosion and Sediment Control Certification Program review course and exam coming up. The review course will be held in Auburn on November 15th and 16th. So 2 days for the review course, November 15th and 16th, and the exam will be held November 17th. I will put this in the chat. And this was included in our October CDEA newsletter. So if you get the newsletter, you can click on the pages advertising the sediment erosion control review class and exam, and that will take you to the registration form. Thank you, folks.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is Ag Non-Point Source with Bethany and Tyler.
Okay, let me get back to sharing the screen here. Tyler, do you want to kick things off here? Are you muted?
I'm sorry. We are totally experiencing some troubleshooting here in the Syracuse office today, trying to figure out what's going on. That was my fault. I was muted.
No worries.
Anyways, 8 active rounds total for Ag Non-Point, 733 total contracts across those 8 rounds for just over $121 million. We have no pending contracts for Ag Non-Point right now. We have 164 active contracts, and that totals just over $57 million. And we had quite a few closeouts roll in over the last month or so. So we are up to 198 completed contracts, and that totals almost $62.5 million. I will put a plug in that remaining round 21, we have received closeout material and it is being processed.
Thank you, Tyler. And I'll just add a quick update on where things are with round 29. I think Ryan reported that a plan of works are being developed and submitted to regional staff for review. As you know, right now districts are working on those. Those are we set a soft deadline for Ag Non-Point Source plans of work to be submitted to the AEAs of December 1st. So if districts are able to stick to that deadline, that will help expedite the contract processing or the contract process in general. We have submitted our procurement record to the Office of the State Comptrollers. And basically what that is a compilation of all sorts of pieces of information that allows the comptroller's office to review the round and make sure that it was conducted in accordance with, the state requirements. So that is currently under review. Once we get an approval or once that has been approved, we can continue with the contracting process. So things are moving as they should at this point with Ag non-point source round 29. And we do not have any amendments to bring to the state committee today.
Any questions, anyone, for Bethany or Tyler? Next on our agenda will be CRF. Jennifer and Tyler.
All right, real quick, I'll start things off for CRF program updates. Similar to Ag non-point, we have 5 active rounds, a total of 139 contracts across those rounds, just under $18 million worth of funding. There is 1 pending contract for CRF right now, and that's almost $500,000. Active contracts, we're at 80 right now. I think that says 13. Sorry, I don't have the sheet in front of me. So I think that's $13.1 million of active funding. And similar to Ag non-point, we did have a couple closeouts roll in. So we are up to 42 completed contracts, and that's at 3.1. I think that's the 3. Hopefully, if not, someone correct me. So
No, you're correct.
Okay, cool. Any questions?
If no questions, thank you. Jennifer?
Thanks, Tyler. So for CRF round 6, yep, we are almost fully contracted, as mentioned. And for CRF round 7, we have the ranked list that we are going to go over today. And I will just provide a quick update on round 8 RFP. We did bring some items to the TAC that were discussion, and we will be ready to share those and some more information about the round 8 RFP at a future meeting. So that is really coming together. We're having some weekly internal meetings to help put together the logistics for that and incorporating some of the federal funds that we've received under the Climate Smart Commodities Grant under round 8. And so we'll be discussing more details about that at a future meeting though. So that's really all I had for updates outside of the ranked list. We do not have any amendments.
Anyone have any questions for Jennifer? If not, thank you. Our next meeting is proposed for November 21st. Voting members, what do you think?
Read down. There it goes.
Okay. Dave? Dave's muted. Yeah, you're muted, Dave. Still are. You okay with that? Thumbs up? We got you. If you're, yep, you're good. Scott? Everybody's muted today.
It's,
I think I'm good with it, Dale.
Okay, Darren. Well, that'll give us a quorum for sure, and maybe the rest will all be in and out anyway. So let's set November 21st for our next meeting. And Bethany, I'll let you explain the next part then.
yes, absolutely. So let me get back to the agenda. Thank you all for discussing the proposed meeting. We'll go with that and just, you know, if we can't make it in person like we did today, we can list alternate locations. But at this point in the agenda, we will ask all of the districts, with the exception of the CDEA designated representative, to recuse himself from the discussion. We also need to ask any farmers who are on the line to recuse from the discussion of the round 7 CRF ranked list. To recuse from the virtual meeting, you just simply need to hang up and disconnect from the WebEx and the phone line. There are no other agenda items, you know, following the round 7 ranked list discussion. So, you know, now would be the point to hang up. We will allow a couple minutes for folks to disconnect, and then we will proceed with the next item. Just a reminder as well, if you are a district director, you know, a board member, you will also need to recuse from the meeting as well. Before we can proceed with the round 7 discussion, I have to ask Mr. Wadsworth to please disconnect from the line. Are you still
If you're
with
board-
us?
district board member.
If you're a district board member?
Can anybody confirm, is he a district board member? Vic?
He is. He's from Livingston County.
Okay.
I'm trying to contact Bob now.
We'll take care of it.
Okay.
Okay, so we are all set to proceed with the round 7 ranked list discussion. So I think Jennifer, you want to take it away? Oh, sorry.
Sure. So round 7 has been fully reviewed. Thank you very much to all of the reviewers. We have DUS, DEC, AGM, and Cornell review. Some of our reviewers are on today. Kate, Brian, I think are still with us. Thank you so much for your help reviewing. We have 116 farms. I'm sorry. Let me show you the ranked list. I'm gonna share this.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, that works. You zooming in with your camera.
So we do have, with the available funding under track 2, we will be able to cover all of the funding that is requested once the ranked list is approved. So when that occurs, funds are leftover funds are filtered into track 1 and 3 based on our evaluation instrument, a procedure we have in our evaluation instrument. That's how we disperse the rest of the funding. So this is the top of the ranked list, starting with track 1.
Jennifer, really significant show demand for this whole round. I know we've talked about this already in past meetings, but particularly track 1 as we expanded the offering, looks like a lot of really good projects, both proposed and a lot of good projects that will ultimately receive funding. So really something to build on, for future rounds.
I think you highlighted it maybe down below, but how much was initially made available for the tracks? Oh, yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, perhaps now that track 1 will start to take off better because we've been so undersubscribed in that one every round until now. So maybe we'll be able to get that up and rolling better.
Should I, Bethany, do I read the resolution now, or how would you like to proceed, Bethany?
Do you want to show the ranked list for track 2 and track 3 first, and then yeah, I think we'll go with the resolution. Okay.
This is where track 2 starts.
That's right. And let's see.
This is where track 3 starts.
And remind me, there was 80 some applications that came in for this round?
83.
Most we've ever received by a long shot.
Yeah.
Do you have a cumulative total, Jennifer, of number of cover crops proposed under track 3? There's cover crop acres.
Whoa.
66,429.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. Not all of which would receive funding under this, even with an expanded track 3, but certainly shows that there's still a lot of room for additional funding for soil health projects. And this is not the only program that funds soil health.
Yeah. Oh, you're muted there, Dale. Any other questions for Jennifer? So I think now, Jennifer, I guess you're good to read the resolution.
Okay, the resolution 2302, that subject to the availability of funds, the committee shall award funding pursuant to round 7 of the Climate Resilient Farming Grant Program for projects ranked on each of the 3 lists, 1 list per track, until funds available for this purpose are exhausted or the scoring threshold is reached. Consistent with the Similar Water Conservation District law, the RFP, and any other law applicable to funding of such projects. Consistent with the RFP, the committee authorizes the Department of the Agriculture and Markets to negotiate the terms of the contract with the project sponsors and to make minor adjustments to the project description and budget as necessary to achieve project goals, conform to applicable laws and regulations, and to serve the best interest of the state.
Could I have a motion to approve the resolution, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
We moved and seconded. We'll go to voting. Erica?
Aye.
Dave? Darren?
Aye.
Scott? Put a thumbs up, Scott, because I can see you. Gotcha. I know you had audio problems. Good. Approved. Thank you, Jennifer, and all the rankers and everybody that worked so much on this. It's finally seeing participation across this CRF that we were hoping in the beginning to get. Now we got to figure out how to get more money for it. Okay.
We're working on it.
So we'll start to work with the department. So real quick, we're working with the department already. Press release, project description. So I don't think this list will be out there too long before awards will be made. So
Excellent. Well, hopefully your federal money coming in can help in some of these areas going forward in new rounds too. Is there anything else we need to cover? Anyone?
Just the adjournment, I think, Dale.
Okay. Well, looks like we have everything covered. So thanks everyone for participating, and meeting is adjourned.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
everybody.
much. Happy Halloween.
Hey.
Happy Halloween, everyone. See you in November.
Bye-bye.
Who's bringing the turkey?